that I admire so much. He's the creator of Miami Report, and I would like to thank you for being here with me.
Maria, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Hi, everybody. I'm Graig Studnicky. I'm the CEO of a company called ISG World. We've created a real estate publication called the Miami Report 15 years ago. And yeah, we work hard on that. We work hard on selling all of our real estate projects as well. But I appreciate your compliment. Thank you. It's kind of become, I'm told, the gold standard of real estate market reports here in Miami. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I have this question about, in your opinion, what is going on in Miami and why I can tell my investors to come here and put their capital here?
Well, now is a very interesting time. We have a combination of some unpredictable variables all lining up. Let me start with our mayor, Mayor Francis Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, when all of us were in quarantine, remember the social distancing days,
Mm-hmm.
because of the pandemic, he was on airplanes flying all over the United States. From California, he'd stop in Chicago, he'd go to New York, and fly back to Los Angeles or San Francisco, stop in Chicago, go to New York. He did this so many times in 2020. The result of that is, since 2020, there are 204 companies, a combination of Fortune 400 and 500 companies, relocating their businesses throughout the United States, not just New York, and not just Los Angeles, and not just Chicago, from all over the United States.
This is a good fact.
Now to South Florida. So about 80 of them are here. The other 120 are packing. 140 are packing. They're organizing. The logistics involved in moving a company from one city to another is massive. So all of these other companies are working on that right now. That's one fact. Second fact is you now have a new election coming up in the United States. In November, we're going to elect a new president. Right now, it's either going to be Kamala Harris or Donald Trump.
We don't know.
We don't know. But whoever winds up in the White House, particularly, I'll say, even if it is Donald Trump, you're bringing new energy, a new outlook, a new optimism back to the United States.
Correct.
And real estate is always a big part of that. Always a big part of that. Number three, mortgage rates are going down.
That is a good one.
Mortgage rates have dropped by about 0.25% in the last month. I have already seen an increase in the amount of sales everybody's doing here in Miami. And why? I'm an American. Americans tend to focus on the interest rate attached to a mortgage more than the price of the house or the condo.
Yeah, I can tell that.
It's always the interest rate. And once interest rates start to drop, then the early bird catches the worm. The early American gets out there and says, okay, I'll buy that condo now, and I'll buy that house now. The price is number two. The interest rate is number one. Chairman,
But we know when that happens, the rate can be raised and the prices can be low, and then it's all the way down because
it's simple. It's the seesaw you and I played on when you were a little girl and I was a little boy. When interest rates are high, prices tend to go down.
Exactly.
When interest rates go down, prices start to go up.
And this is what I think I said to my clients, the best time to buy is today, because if you have high rate right now, you can always refinance.
Always. Well, no, you're giving people some very good advice. You know, you marry the house or the condo, you date the interest rate, because when the interest rates go down, you can always refinance it, but at least you have your house.
I did myself.
If you,
I bought in 5 and then now have 2.75.
Congratulations. See, you can always do that. I don't think you're ever going to see rates lower than 4% again, because to get that, you would have to go through another pandemic, and none of us want any part of that.
that.
But a year from now, you'll probably see rates in the high 5s, the low 6s. And when that happens, the price of real estate will probably be somewhere around 10% more than what it is right now. That's just 45 years of selling real estate speaking to all of you. I'm in my 60s now. I've been doing this a while. Chairman Powell, who is the chairman of the United States Fed, purposely raised rates to slow down inflation. Inflation's under control.
Exactly.
Everyone's begging him to lower rates. He made an announcement. He's definitely going to lower rates in September at the latest. That's like 2 or 3 weeks from now.
For now.
And then another one in December, and possibly 4 or 5 more rate reductions in 2025. This is not the time to wait. This is the time to line up either the house or the condo that you want to buy it, because I can assure you, when mortgage rates go down, prices go up. Happens all the time.
I think think that you are so good to find out places in evolution. I like that from you. I'm chasing you because of that. And tell me, I want that you share that with my clients or whoever is going to watch this podcast.
Well, thank you. No, it's call it years of experience. I guess I earned my gray hair, and what makes real estate sales all over the United States are going to start to improve because mortgage rates are going down. What makes South Florida so different is the demand curve. I've never seen so many people from all four corners of the United States moving to Florida
Exactly.
in the numbers that we see now. Because the other thing, I got to mention Donald Trump again. When Donald Trump was president, the first term, he passed major tax overhaul in the United States. It's called Tax Reform 2017.
Exactly, I remember.
Texas and Florida were big winners from that. The tax benefits attached to Florida are tremendous. The two states that got hurt the most were California and New York. You got it. Who are the two biggest feeder markets for Florida? California and New York. They follow the taxes, they follow mortgage rates. And right now, everything's lining up for Florida, especially with all of these companies moving here. I don't know if you saw this in the last Miami report. If Florida was a country, if we weren't one of the 50 states in the United States, if we were a country, we're the 14th largest economy in the world. Our economy is bigger than Russia and Australia.
I love that. I learned that from you yesterday. And I love the fact that we are in a place where we can see how we grow. And I love the fact that you were showing us the statistic. Remember when we were with you last week and you were showing and all that presentation, beautiful presentation, and I could see the evolution of Florida.
Of Florida.
I love that.
Yeah, we showed.
And I would like that you share that with them.
We showed an evolution interactive video that we found on the internet about the population gains in Florida compared to the other 50 states in the U.S. So 100 years ago, it was New York. New York. They were the king of the United States. Today, New York is like the 5th most populated state in the country. Florida is number 3. But what it also showed, 100 years ago, Florida was nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
Nowhere is nowhere. And then little by little, as soon as we hit like 1950, Florida popped and it just kept going. And the reason I showed that video to everybody is we're not seeing these population gains since COVID, since 4 years ago.
Exactly.
This has been going on before you and I were born.
Exactly.
And I love to quote William Shakespeare, what is past is prologue. What has happened will happen again. The population gains that we're seeing in Florida are continuing. They're just ongoing. And that's what fuels the real estate business here because people need a roof over their head. People keep coming here and they're willing to spend good money, particularly on something like Shoma Bay when you're staring at all this beautiful water, particularly to be in Miami. So yes, it's a combination of the demand curve. We have so many people moving here. Mortgage rates are about to decline. There's going to be a new occupant in the White House in just 2 or 3 months. And that always changes the energy in the U.S. People always feel very optimistic when that happens. Yeah. So,
I feel that the market is a little bit is concerned about elections, and they are like kind of waiting that what is going on with that, and then maybe after that take actions.
I think there are some people that are waiting for that. There are some people that are just waiting for mortgage rates to go down, because whoever occupies the White House doesn't affect mortgage rates. You have to understand the way the United States was organized. The White House has nothing to do with monetary policy. They don't affect interest rates. They don't affect money supply. The president has nothing to do with that. Thank God, because if they did, we would probably have all kinds of economic problems. No, they're two separate divisions in this country. So there are some Americans that are simply waiting for mortgage rates to drop. And then once that happens, they're going to start buying.
I have seen you in 2 places that I like, and I want to understand why you were working in those places. I'm talking about North Bay Village and Hollywood. And I would love that we share that.
I'd be happy to. At this point in my career, my real estate career, I do enjoy studying neighborhoods that are about to transform. And it's getting harder and harder to find those neighborhoods here in Miami because Miami's developing so much. But 2.5 years ago, I saw that North Bay Village changed the zoning on just a part of North Bay Village, the northern part. And I said, oh my God, this qualifies. This is a neighborhood then in 3 or 4 years, everybody in the United States, everybody in the world is going to be talking about North Bay Village. Anybody that has any interest in talking about Miami real estate. The same thing is happening now with Hollywood. Because during 2020, all these American families moved to Florida. Now, before COVID, golf courses around the Florida were being sold to big companies like Lennar and Pulte to build houses.
Exactly.
COVID happens. No more golf courses are being sold because all these Americans are moving here and they want to play golf. So now in Hollywood, you see
2.
well, actually, 4 golf courses.
Oh, 4.
4.
See?
$2 billion worth of development in golf. The most expensive country club.
What is the
I
name
talked to you
of
about
that
this yesterday. It's called
country?
Shell Bay.
Shell
But
Bay.
if I asked you, I don't know, a year ago, where do you think the most expensive country club in the United States is? You probably would have said California. Most people do. Or you would have said New York. Some people say Michigan. Some people say Texas. It doesn't really matter what your answer is because the truth is the most expensive golf and country club in the United States now is in Hollywood,
In
Florida.
Hollywood. I learned that from
It
you
costs
yesterday.
$1.3 million to join. Golf, like marinas, they change the economic conditions of a neighborhood. Hollywood, like North Bay Village, is in transition. You give North Bay Village, you give Hollywood 2 or 3 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if the value of these apartments double. I wouldn't be surprised
I'm not.
because
I believe so. I'm so positive that that is going to happen. I have been here for 23 years, and I have seen all the changes that Miami has. And also the other concern of the people, because I heard over and over, oh, because the prices is gonna drop. This is another crash. It's gonna another situation crisis that we're gonna have like a 2008, and I don't think
No,
so.
well, let me
this
explain
has
it.
nothing to do.
Well, let me explain the difference. There's a new law affecting all
Exactly.
condominiums in the state of Florida that takes effect in January. Any condominium, I don't care if it's Miami or in Orlando or Tampa or Fort Lauderdale or Naples or Jacksonville, it doesn't matter.
In Florida.
In the state of Florida, if the condo is 30 years or older, yeah, those prices are starting to go down a little because all of those condos have to put themselves through a very, very intense structural examination in January, which is going to cause a lot of special assessments, which is causing the prices of most of those condos to go down. Now, flip the coin. The condos that are 10 years old, even 20 years old, they're flying. They're going the other way. The prices go up like every month because all these people that are moving here
Exactly.
that want a condo, they only want the new stuff. There's not that much of it. So the new stuff combined with mortgage rates going down are causing those prices to go up. The old stuff is going down. So I advise everybody, don't be an extremist. Don't say they're going up and don't say they're going down. Age the property. If you age the condo, like Cirque, the one in Hollywood that we're selling, it's only 5 years old. That's a puppy dog.
Exactly.
Versus something that's 40 years old, that's an abuelo or an abuela, and that needs a lot of work. And that's where you're going to see the prices probably drop because of the...
Because now they have to put the money for reserve that they didn't have before.
Correct.
And they have to pay for all the things, the assessment, because they need to fit on the new law.
The reserve for replacement is a big one. You now must fund every single month a certain amount of money to replace structural components that might go wrong. I don't know, the roof, the swimming
Hazard
pool,
components.
the garage might leak, mostly structural components. You must raise money. You must have money in your condominium association budget to pay for these repairs. Most condos that are 30 years and older don't have the money. So they're issuing special assessments to all the unit owners to write big checks to get money into the accounts. And that's why the prices of the stuff that's older is going down. The newer stuff's fine. The newer stuff has money for reserves. So the focus from the state of Florida is not on the new stuff.
Exactly.
It's on the
The
old
old
stuff.
one.
Yep. So you are seeing a mixed bag of pricing valuation. But again, the simple answer to that is age the inventory and you'll be fine.
And we were talking yesterday about a gap. This is like momentum, when the people can invest in the best moment.
Well, the reason I see this as one of the best moments is I'm going back again to interest rates. There are some people that have been very, very relaxed in leaving their money in the bank because they're getting decent interest, but now interest rates are going down. So now they're going to be looking for places to park their money. For investors, you can put it in stocks and bonds or real estate. And real estate's always an asset class that usually makes people a lot of money, particularly.
I love real estate. I'm sorry. I know what we have to have saving. It is necessary if you want to buy, but it doesn't make sense. When you can multiply your money, it's not any mutual fund, any trade, nothing that can compare with the earn and on the rate that you're gonna perceive when you have a real estate in South Florida.
Oh, without question. For me, it's kind of simple. I'm kind of an amateur demographer. I watch where people are moving. When people are moving into an area, prices always go up. The two places where people are moving into are Texas and Florida and Texas. We're the two big. Florida's got its own charm because of all the water. We've got the Biscayne Bay, we've got the Atlantic Ocean. On the west coast, you have the Gulf of Mexico.
The weather.
Texas is the weather. The weather year-round here is just so beautiful. I have a twin sister and an older brother, and they both live in Dallas, Texas. And I can tell you, it's hot in the summer, much hotter than Miami. In the winter, it snows. It's cold as can be in Dallas. Now let's go to Miami. It's always either 75 or 90 degrees in Miami.
I used to live in Ohio, in Talmadge, in a little town.
And the winters are horrible. It's so cold, I understand. And summers, they get kind of humid
They
too.
didn't believe that I could come from South America and live there and say, what are you doing here?
Yeah, no, Ohio is very cold in the winter.
It is.
It's very, very cold.
Snow all the time.
Would you ever give up Miami? I mean, the weather here is so
I
amazing.
came back. I just could stay there like 2 years. That's it.
That's one of the things we have going for us. We always have. The climate in South Florida is, arguably, one of the best in the whole United States. It rains a lot in the summer, and that's what makes it so green and so beautiful. Even hurricanes. I don't want to jinx anything, but we've only had one hurricane in 20 years. One. Most of the hurricanes, they either go into the Gulf of Mexico, they go straight up to northeast U.S., but they've been kind of giving Miami a pass for almost 20 years now.
It's true.
So we've been blessed with some really amazing weather. And I also go back to Mayor Francis Suarez because we've never had a combination of a salesman and a mayor in one person like we have with him. He's brought so many businesses and consequently so many people to South Florida for all different businesses and all different reasons, which is creating this diversified economy in Miami, which is another reason why Miami's got so much buzz. People around the world want to be here.
Everybody.
Everybody wants to be here.
Every person, every smart person that is wealthy invests in Miami.
Look, again, you have this combination of a tight inventory, more borrowing costs are about to come down, and one of the fastest growing areas in the U.S. by population. There's no way there's no way Florida stops. You are clearly in momentum. There's just too many people moving here. Way too many.
I had a conversation with a client, and he was telling me, "Oh, I'm not sure that these, small apartments that cost like almost $1 million, is gonna be people that buy in those apartments in the future."
Well, I don't want to sound cavalier about $1 million, but $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to. For $1 million, you buy a studio apartment in Manhattan.
It's exactly what I was telling him.
Brickell Avenue is becoming that as well.
All in an old building that has nothing to compare with the amenities and the location and the view, and nothing to do. This is brand new,
Yeah.
and there is a market for that. Are you agree with that?
Well, yeah. It depends on this on the family makeup. Most population gains are with families that are moving here. That's why houses are appreciating so crazy. Everybody wants a house near the school and the soccer field. The baby boomers that are moving here, and there's a lot of them, they prefer bigger condos, 2 and 3 bedroom condos where they can raise a family. But is there a market for a studio and a 1 bedroom for young people that are moving here with all these Fortune 400 and 500 companies that are relocating? Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, you can rent, and that's an easy way of living in Miami, but you never build wealth by renting. You build wealth by investing in real estate, whether it's an investment property or it's your own home. And I know it costs a lot of money, but that's how money in real estate is made. It takes money to make money. It just does.
If you don't invest, you don't get anything.
So as hard as it is to get that down payment together, once you get it together, put it into real estate. Put it into real estate here in South Florida.
And finance the rest, get a loan because it's worthy. It is
Leverage the investment your internal return will be big, really, really big. And from there, you just start rolling. Most people I know, at least most people I know, that have become successful have done it through real estate.
What you recommend to these investors? What are the steps that you recommend them to take previous to invest here in Florida? For example, if they want to come, what do you think that they should do to invest here in Miami?
Can I tell you something? That's one of the reasons I produced the Miami Report. I would tell you to watch the Miami Report, and then you'll figure out, because I'm going to share something with everybody. The buying public always tells us the truth. It's buyers that take us where they want to go. It's not the other way around.
Exactly.
A lot of realtors think, no, I sold my client a condo in Sunny Isles.
No.
I convinced them to be in Sunny Isles.
No.
Not really. They had an idea they wanted to be there in the first place. I promise you. The Miami Report will tell you what neighborhoods are hot and which ones are not so much, because I can promise you that someone who's thinking about buying real estate, you want to follow that trend, because that's where the profits are made. I'm talking mostly about capital gains. Most people that buy real estate, when they brag about, when they talk about their real estate investments, they talk about what they bought it for and what they sold it for.
Exactly.
Right? Follow the crowd. The crowd is moving to certain neighborhoods right now. North Bay Village is one. Hollywood is one. Edgewater is one. Coconut Grove is one. These are neighborhoods that people that are brand new people that are moving to Florida have discovered that those are the neighborhoods they want to live in. And that's where we're seeing the biggest capital gains right now. So the Miami Report can help you a lot with that. There's some neighborhoods that are overrated. There are some neighborhoods that are underrated. What the Miami Report does, it reveals both.
Good. Then you know. You have to read Miami Report. Then you know, and you can inform yourself and make the best decision ever.
Ever. And by the way, it's on YouTube as well. So if you find the Miami Report a little bit difficult to understand, just go on YouTube. It's Miami Report 2024. I'm the one that explains it. I walk everybody through all of the different...
I have seen your videos.
So I do my best to try to explain it, to break it down so everybody can easily understand.
You do.
I will tell you this, though. If you buy anything with a water view, you're going to do very well. Because most Americans that come here, their idea of Miami is, for example, that photo. They think the Biscayne Bay, they think intracoastal, they think the Atlantic Ocean, they think water. They want to see water. Almost anything that you sell them with a water view, they're going to be very happy because they're going to do very well. That's what made Edgewater pop, are all the Americans that are moving here that want to see water. Edgewater is a neighborhood clearly in transition. There's parts of Edgewater that are kind of ugly. But the real estate
It
price,
was. I remember like 15 years ago. Oh my God.
and some of it's still not that nice, but the prices are going crazy.
Yes.
Because you have such amazing water views from Edgewater.
And it's what we talking in the first place, evolution. That area is in evolution. A lot of money are being invested there, and that is why I like this product here where we are sitting right now, and I like Hollywood and I like areas. I would like to offer areas that they can take the most advantage ever.
Look at neighborhoods in transition. Edgewater is one of them. Coconut Grove is kind of like in the final phase of its transition, because 10 years ago, nobody wanted Coconut Grove. Now everybody wants Coconut Grove. 2 years ago, nobody wanted North Bay Village. Now you're seeing it. Look how busy this office is today. A year ago, nobody wanted Hollywood. And you were in my office there yesterday. You saw how busy it is? Neighborhoods in transition.
A lot.
It's a beautiful place to be because you're really getting in on the ground floor. And then just watch the rising tide float all the boats. In other words, once the more developers discover what you've discovered, whether it's Hollywood or North Bay Village, then they make big investments in that neighborhood. And those large investments cause real estate to appreciate value. And that's what makes a happy client. Getting in the beginning in these transitional neighborhoods. And at this stage in my career, that's what I think I've gotten pretty good at finding.
Thank you so much for your
Maria,
time.
my pleasure.
If you don't take advantage of this podcast,
I don't know what to say.
I don't know else what to say, really.
No tengo una idea. No, I hope you do. I hope you watch it. I hope you watch the Miami Report. Maria's a professional. She, for a whole bunch of reasons, including her desire to constantly learn. That's what makes a pro a pro. You're a student of the game always. And I see that in you.
Thank you.
I see that in you for your clients as well.
Thank you so much.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maria, thank you. Placer.